Okay, so here we have two rational equations. We said that rational equations are equations that have variables in the denominator. Find all values of x that make the equation true. If there is more than one answer, separate them with a comma. Okay. Before we figure out what x equals, let's make sure we know what x cannot equal. Because we cannot divide by 0. So because of that, we can't let this total of the denominator equal 0, so x cannot equal 0. And then this total x plus 2 cannot equal 0, so x plus 2 not equal 0. Isolate x and get x not equal negative 2. So if we get these values, we have to throw them out. Okay. Now, in order to compare these fractions, they need common denominator. So this denominator already has x. It needs to multiply by x plus 2. If you do it to the denominator, you have to do it to the numerator to keep the values, so that the equation stays balanced, so that these values don't change because you're multiplying by 1. Over on the other side, this denominator already has x plus 2. It needs x. Like that. Okay. So now that we have common denominator, we can simply focus on solving the numerator. X plus 2 times x minus 5. And if you don't need a box, then that's fine. But if you're still working with a box, that's also good. X times x is x to the second power. X times positive 2 plus 2x. Negative 5 times x, negative 5x. Negative 5 times 2, negative 10. So this total for the numerator here is x squared minus 3x. Combining these like terms, negative 5x and 2x, minus 10. And that needs to be set equal to this numerator. This numerator is easy to figure out. It's 6 times x, so that's 6x. So now that we have common denominator and now that we've multiplied out the numerators, this is a quadratic equation. And we will solve this quadratic by getting the equation equal to 0. So to equal it to 0, we need an inverse operation on negative 6x, or rather on 6x. So it'll be minus 6x from both sides, like that. 6x minus 6x is 0. And then we have x squared minus 9x minus 10. All right, so again, we need to factor this. So something times something will be x squared, so that will be x times x. Something times something is negative 10. So because this comes out as negative, we need x plus a number and x minus a number so that plus times minus will equal minus. Our choices for 10 are either 1 and 10, 1 and 10, or 5 and 2. So let's list those out really quickly. 1 and 10, or 5 and 2. If we had plus 5 and minus 2, then that would get us to positive 3x here. And if we had negative 5 and positive 2, that would get us to negative 3x, negative 3 for the b term. But we need our b term to be negative 9. So that means these are not the factors. For this to come out negative, we need this to be more negative than it is positive. So x plus 1 times x minus 10, like that. So that if we remultiplied these, this would come out as x squared minus 10x plus 1x minus 10. You can see that this total equals this. Okay, great. So our factors are x plus 1 times x minus 10. For that equation to equal 0, then we need to set each factor equal to 0. So we'll say, this is done. X plus 1 equals 0, inverse operation, x equals -1. X minus 10 equals 0, inverse operation, x equals 10. So to separate them with a comma, we could say x equal -1 and 10. We can quickly plug these back in to see that they work. Plugging in x equal 10 is an easy one. 10 minus 5 is 5 over 10. So 5 over 10. And then over here, 10 plus 2 is 12, 6 over 12. So 5 over 10 is 1/2, 0.5. 6 over 12 is also 0.5, or 1/2. The -1 will be a little trickier. -1 minus 5, -6. -6 divided by -1, +6. So we're looking for +6 as our total. In the denominator here, -1 plus 2 is 1. 6 divided by 1 is also 6. So x equal -1 is a correct solution, and x equal 10 is a correct solution.